Look, listen, hey, don't get mad at me. Indiana Fever, don't get mad at me. I came to the Fever with Caitlin. If Caitlin get snatched by the New York Liberty, I'm from New York, New York.
Finally, we have players and a team who actually understand what they're looking at. The New York Liberty, Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, Coach Sandy Brondello, they see greatness when it walks into their building. They don't hate on it. They don't try to diminish it. They respect it.
They made it clear that they want Caitlin Clark, or they're eventually going to want Caitlin Clark. Along those lines, they made it very, very clear. And that team is the New York Liberty. And today, we have just seen the New York Liberty players, after the game, meeting up with Caitlin Clark. It is Stewie. It is Sabrina Ionescu. There is Sandy Brondello. And by the way, Stewie is not leaving New York the rest of her career. That is one thing that I will be 99% sure of. That Stewie is not leaving.
And you know what? That leaked footage of Caitlin Clark meeting with Liberty stars after their game has sent shockwaves through the WNBA world. And rightfully so. Because here's a team that gets it. They know they're looking at the future of women's basketball, and they're not too bitter to admit it.
We got secret meetings going on, y'all. Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. Yeah, Caitlin Clark had a secret meeting, a little powwow, just a little powwow with the New York Liberty post-game. Listen, I'm not saying it's everything, but it damn sure ain't nothing. I think it's more like something. I think it's something, y'all. We better pay close attention to this. If I'm the Indiana Fever, you better tighten up. You better get your...
While every other team in the W seems determined to pretend like Caitlin Clark isn't single-handedly carrying their entire league on her shoulders, the Liberty players are out here doing something revolutionary, giving credit where credit is due. Brianna Stewart called her a knockdown shooter with that range. She acknowledged that when you're the number one pick, everyone's going to know where you are on the court at all times. But here's the kicker. She said, I think us up here, it's respect. She's a great player. Respect. That's a word that seems to be missing from every other locker room in this league.
I think there is a 50-50 chance Caitlin Clark leaves Indiana after her rookie season. No, after rookie contract is up. Because I have a feeling that with all the restricted free agency and everything, I think they're going to try to get rid of all coring out of the CBA. I don't think coring is going to be a thing. in the CBA. And obviously, look, you're going to have to core players. And they're going to have to core Aaliyah a year earlier than Caitlin. And if they're scared Aaliyah's going to leave, and if they're like, oh, we want to core and trade Caitlin, then Aaliyah leaves for nothing. And Caitlin leaves for nothing. So it's a bit...
And it's not just Brianna Stewart. Sabrina Ionescu has been nothing but class when it comes to Caitlin Clark. She said Clark means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing. She acknowledged the Clark effect will be felt even when she's not on the court. This is a player recognizing another player's impact on the sport they both love.
You know, just trying to be that kind of soundboard for her and that voice, having gone through something kind of similar and, you know, knowing obviously it's really unfortunate that we don't have her, but, you know, she means a lot more to the game than just showing up and playing. And I think you're able to see that with just the excitement in Indy right now, regardless of if she's playing or not.
Meanwhile, other players around the league are too busy being jealous to see that Clark is lifting the entire tide. The Liberty Stars get it. They understand that having Clark in the league makes everyone better, brings more fans, more money, more opportunities.
But this is how it starts in sports. This is how it starts in the NFL. This is how it starts in the NBA. When you start seeing the wheels in motion, there's signs. There's signs before eventually a player gets traded. A player eventually marks their next destination. The Indiana Fever, you're on notice. You're on notice. You better recognize what you've got going on, the asset in front of you, and you do whatever you have to do to correct what is happening.
But let's talk about that meeting, shall we? because that photo of Caitlin Clark with her agent Sabrina Ionescu, Brianna Stewart, and coach Sandy Brondello in the tunnel after the Liberty beat the Fever, that's not just casual conversation between competitors. That's business. And you know what it represents? It represents a team that recognizes talent and isn't afraid to show it. While other teams and players continue to hate on Clark, refuse to give her credit, and act like she's not the reason their paychecks got bigger this year, the Liberty are smart enough to see the writing on the wall.
Coach, obviously Caitlin Clark out of the game, but she's expressed her desire to help you out. From the coaching perspective, have you gotten anything about maybe her traits as a coach?
Yeah, not yet. No, obviously unfortunate about Caitlin's not into this game, but she's going to still have a great impact on this team. I will give the coaching hat to her as much as she wants, to be quite honest. So, we're going to play around with it a little bit. It'll be fun to... I think you've seen it with the Fever. She's been very active on the sideline when she wasn't playing, so we'll utilise that as well.
If you are enjoying, please subscribe. The New York Liberty are championship contenders. They're the defending WNBA champions. They have the best offense and defense in the league right now. They're built to win titles, not just participate in them. And you know what they also have? They have the intelligence to recognize that Caitlin Clark would make them unstoppable. Imagine Clark slotting into that Liberty lineup. Imagine Clark running with Brianna Stewart and Sabrina Ionescu. Imagine Clark having teammates who actually understand her basketball IQ instead of trying to slow her down.
Caitlin Clark might be on her way out. She let it be known. Y'all saw her trade Cheryl Reeves on national TV for Sandy Brondello. Y'all saw her trade Cheryl Reeves for the Liberty coach on national TV and flat out humiliate Cheryl Reeves. The New York Liberty have let it be known long ago that they want Caitlin Clark. Have you seen the New York Liberty playing dirty against Caitlin Clark? No. Have you seen them flagrant fouling and knocking her all over the place? No. They playing a long game. While the Fever and everybody else is playing checkers, the Liberty been playing chess this whole goddamn time.
And here's the beautiful part. Rival fans would absolutely lose their minds if Clark joined the Liberty, because deep down, everyone knows what that would mean. It would mean game over for the rest of the league. The Liberty are already championship favorites, and adding Clark to that roster, that's not just a super team, that's basketball domination. Clark is the missing piece that every team needs, but most teams are too stubborn, too jealous, or too blind to see it.
But the Liberty have shown her love. We've seen that as a bit of a theme. There was the moment between Stewie and Clark when Clark came back from injury the first time. And then there was some nice words. I missed the moment myself of them posted up there for a second. But there were some nice words from Liberty coach Sandy Brondello that I did capture. And I thought they were...
Could it happen? Why not? Caitlin Clark can do whatever she wants and play for whoever she wants. She's earned that right. She's the biggest star in women's basketball, the reason ticket prices skyrocketed, the reason arenas sell out, the reason TV ratings went through the roof. She's not beholden to a franchise that doesn't appreciate what they have. And if that meeting with the Liberty is any indication, there are teams out there who would treat her like the superstar she is. Meanwhile, let's talk about the contrast here. On one side, you have the New York Liberty, players and coaches praising Caitlin Clark, showing her respect, acknowledging her greatness. On the other side, you have the rest of the league acting like a bunch of jealous middle schoolers, players voting her 9th among guards for the All-Star game, coaches making excuses instead of game plans, referees ignoring her when she asks for explanations on calls. It's absolutely pathetic.
The moment with Caitlin in the second quarter, how did you look back on that moment? Did you get a lot of texts from friends or DMs?
No.
How do you react to that? Yeah.
I mean, I think in the moment, it was like shot clock was going down, right? I know she wants to go left to shoot the three, so trying to be as close as I can, but she was deep out there, and when she made it, she was just kind of laughing, and I was laughing. It was a great shot. It was a tough shot, and it's one of those ones where you're and you go to the other end, and I'm happy. I'm seeing a lot of great sportsmanship. Love that.
Rich Eisen said it perfectly. There's jealousy from players, coaches, and even referees when it comes to Caitlin Clark. Dick Vitale called it absolutely pure jealousy. Coach K said she's had to deal with negativity and jealousness throughout her career. These aren't Clark fans making excuses. These are respected voices in basketball calling out what everyone can see with their own eyes. And you want to know the most frustrating part? While players are hating on Clark, she's out here making them all rich. The WNBA's attendance is up 156%. Games are selling out at 94% capacity. Viewership is averaging 1.32 million. Charter flights, increased salaries, better facilities, all of that came because Caitlin Clark brought eyeballs to the league. The Liberty have the talent, the coaching, the front office, and most importantly, the mindset to maximize what Clark brings to the table. They wouldn't waste her on minute restrictions or try to change her game. They'd build around her.
Dick Vitale has spoke. This is how you feel about the WNBA players voting Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard in the league. Absolutely pure jealousy that the WNBA players voted Caitlin Clark the 9th best guard. Someday, they will realize what she has done for all the players in the WNBA. Charted planes, increasing salary, sold out crowd, improved.
Indiana should be paying attention. The Fever are lucky to have Caitlin Clark, but they need to start acting like it. They need to show that she's the priority, not just another player on the roster. They need to give her the minutes she deserves. Clark herself said she's not a fan of minute restrictions. She averaged 35.4 minutes per game as a rookie, and there's no reason that should change. The Indiana Fever have been handed the most transformational player in women's basketball history, and instead of building a championship culture around her, they've spent 2 seasons trying to figure out how to use her properly. That wasn't just friendly small talk after a game. When a player's agent is involved in tunnel conversations with opposing coaches and star players, that's business being discussed. That's the Liberty letting Clark know that they see her value, they respect her game, and they'd welcome her with open arms.
What's crazy is that her team lost the damn game, but Caitlin is all smiles. She's all smiles. She's all smiles. So many people is insinuating. They're insinuating that Caitlin Clark could be trying to get the hell out of Indy. Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Your boy John Liquidator definitely want her to get out of Indy, bro. And it's this photo right here that is really heating up.
Imagine Clark in a Liberty uniform. Imagine her running pick and rolls with Brianna Stewart. Imagine her and Sabrina Ionescu as a backcourt duo, pushing pace and hitting shots from everywhere on the floor. Imagine a coach like Sandy Brondello who actually understands how to maximize elite talent, drawing up plays for Clark instead of trying to tone down her game. That's not just a championship team, that's a dynasty waiting to happen. The Liberty finished 15-6 in the first half of this season. The Liberty players are mature enough to recognize greatness even when it's on the opposing team. When Clark hit that three-pointer over Brianna Stewart, Stewart was literally laughing because she knew she had just witnessed something special. That's the reaction of a champion who isn't threatened by other people's success. That's the reaction of someone who understands that great players make each other better.
You guys keep talking about Mrs. Me Too wanting to go to the New York Liberty. Oh, she's going to be the perfect fit. Oh, the coach loves her. Oh, the Stewie and the team loves her. This is what happens, and this is somebody who appreciates real basketball. This is what happens when Caitlin Clark is fucking dropping firebombs on you. Bow, 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 back to back to back. You fucking applaud her and you smile because you love it. This right here. Yes. She appreciates someone like this. Now, imagine if these two were teammates. Thing one, thing two. They're winning 4 straight.
Compare that to the rest of the league where players act like Clark is somehow taking something away from them. Newsflash, she's not. She's adding to the pot for everyone. Every sold-out arena, every record viewership number, every sponsorship deal that comes to the WNBA exists because Caitlin Clark brought mainstream attention to women's basketball. But instead of embracing that, most players seem determined to resent it. The fact that players voted Clark 9th among guards for All-Star consideration, while fans voted her first tells you everything you need to know about the disconnect in this league. The fans see what she brings, the Liberty players see what she brings. But the majority of the league, they're too caught up in their feelings to appreciate the greatest thing that's ever happened to their sport. And you know what? Caitlin Clark doesn't need their approval.
Why is her agent there? That is the key. All right, that's the key. Her agent's involved? Some representative is involved? That's what you... they're talking strategy. How many strategy conversations have agents involved in them? Seriously.
She's already proven she's the biggest star in women's basketball. She's already shown she can carry a league on her back. She's already demonstrated that she makes everyone around her better, whether they want to admit it or not. The only question now is whether she'll stay loyal to a franchise that's still figuring out how to use her, or if she'll find a team that already knows her worth. The New York Liberty know her worth. They've shown her nothing but respect from day one. They understand that she's not just a great player, she's the player. And if that meeting in the tunnel leads to something more, well, rival fans better get ready to hate it, because Clark with the Liberty would be absolutely unstoppable, and deep down, everyone knows it. That's the Caitlin Clark effect in full display, lifting up those smart enough to embrace it and leaving behind those too stubborn to evolve. The Liberty get it. The question is, does everyone else?